Hi everyone, welcome to MediaNama. So I'll just talk about the Indus App Store in this video, and the Indus App Store released by PhonePe earlier this month, and why this could be a big deal for app developers in India, and could be a moment to break Google's monopoly in the app distribution space. Before I just get into all my takes on like the different opportunities and challenges that PhonePe's Indus App Store has, I'll just briefly tell you what it is. So Indus App Store is an app store for Android. It can be installed on any Android device by going to indusappstore.com and downloading it. And once you download the App Store, it'll have a list of, it's similar to Play Store, it'll have like apps that you can download via Indus App Store. So it's a competitor to Google Play Store, and it's not the only third-party app store that's available. Samsung has its own version called Galaxy Store. Huawei has something called App Gallery. Xiaomi has something called Mi Store. So there are many alternative app stores to Google Play, but if you're an Android user, you already know that it's Google Play is currently the most dominant, and there are different people trying to break this dominance and get their own market share over here, and Indus App Store is no different in that endeavor. The way that Indus App Store is trying to distinguish itself is two ways. One, it's focusing more on Indian content is what they're saying, and Indian languages. So it's accessible in 12 Indian languages, which is supposed to make it more accessible to users across the country. And two, it says that the content recommendations and algorithms will work in a way that it recommends content that India wants, as opposed to Google Play Store, which is just more like a generalized content recommendation algorithm. And two, the more important distinguishing factor between Indus App Store and Google Play Store is Indus App Store is allowing apps to use third-party billing systems. And when apps use this third-party billing system, they don't have to pay Indus App Store any commission. This is in contrast to what Google does. When you have an app that is downloaded from Google Play Store and that has any digital purchases within the app, you can include a third-party alternative system, but you'll also have to include Google Play's billing system. And regardless of whether the user chooses to use Google Play billing system or the alternative system, you still have to pay Google a commission. The commission ranges from 6 to 30%, but you'll still have to pay Google a commission. This can be avoided with Indus App Store. And Indus App Store instead is charging something called an annual fee, which is going to be waived for the first year to just promote the app. We don't know what the fees is going to be after the first year. That's the basics of the Indus App Store, and the reason why I say that it could be a big deal and could break the dominance of Google Play is because a couple of factors. One, developers are deeply unhappy with Google Play, as I just explained now a few minutes back about how Google still charges commission. So a little bit, if you like a little bit of context, if you rewind this back to 2022, the Competition Commission of India actually ruled that Google should allow third-party billing systems. Until then, Google said that you can only use Google's billing system, and the commissions for that were pretty high. So after changing this rule, asking Google to change this rule, Google started allowing two kinds of billing systems, external or its own. But what it said was you still have to pay commission. So this is why developers are unhappy. They've actually challenged this in CCI, saying that it's not in compliance with the antitrust order issued in 2022. They've also taken Google to Supreme Court, arguing that the new billing policy is not competitive, it's unfair to developers. So there is some kind of resentment towards Google. So at this moment in time, developers would want an alternative that works better for them in terms of the finances, the economic sense. They'll want one which they don't have to pay too much commission, and Indus App Store provides that, fills that exact gap that the developers want. So that's one opportunity. Two, again going back to the Competition Commission order, the Competition Commission said that Google cannot ask smartphone manufacturers to pre-install Google Play Store on their devices. Earlier, Google used to sign these kind of agreements, but now it is not allowed to do so. Smartphone manufacturers can still sign a deal, but it's not supposed to be made mandatory by Google like it used to be done before. This provides an opportunity for other app stores, for example Indus App Store, to go and negotiate their own deals with smartphone manufacturers, asking if we can pre-install these devices. So if these two work out, uh, then it's more likely that people will adopt Indus App Store when it comes pre-installed in a device. And installation is a big deal because most users don't go and download a third-party app stores. They just get whatever app store is on the device and use that for the rest of their time with that device, 3 years, 4 years, whatever. So pre-installation is a big deal, and now there is scope for other app store developers to negotiate with smartphone manufacturers, not limiting pre-installation to only Google Play. The third reason that I think there's an opportunity is the PhonePe factor. PhonePe is the most popular UPI app. It's got like more than 40% market share, and it can nudge all these UPI users to download the Indus App Store from within the PhonePe app. So imagine there's a prompt on a PhonePe app saying, try out the new app store. So there is a lot of possibility of conversion over here. This advantage other app stores don't have. If you take Samsung, if you take Huawei or Xiaomi, they all could pre-install on their own devices or like promote it to people who have a Xiaomi phone or a Samsung phone. But that number is still smaller compared to the number of PhonePe UPI users. So PhonePe has an advantage in terms of pushing or nudging its users to download the Indus App Store. And the last opportunity is learnings from past experience. So if you've been following the space for a while, you would know that Indus App Store is not anything new. It's an old company. Indus OS launched in 2013. And that was an operating system for Android tailored for India. But it didn't pick up that well. There were few smartphone manufacturers that installed Indus OS, but eventually Indus pivoted to something called Indus App Bazaar. Indus App Bazaar is largely similar to the current incarnation of Indus App Store. But Indus App Bazaar also didn't pick up. It was, for one notable thing was that Indus App Bazaar powered Samsung's app store called the Samsung Galaxy Store in India. So it has that, that was something that's worth mentioning. So it has experience from all these events, and then Indus was acquired by PhonePe, and now we have Indus App Store. So it's not coming out of a vacuum. They have previous experiences, and now they have probably learned a lot from what happened in the past to make it. If they're going to go attempt building an app store again, it's because they find some opportunity there, and they've learned something that tells them that there is something in this space in the future. So those are the opportunities. One, developers' resentment. Two, smartphone manufacturers can negotiate with alternative app stores for pre-installation. Three, the PhonePe factor. And four, learnings from Indus's past experience of operating Indus OS and Indus App Bazaar. On the other hand, there are many challenges as well. Most importantly, the availability of apps. So when PhonePe launched Indus App Store, they said that there are around 2 lakh apps. Let me just double check. Yeah, 2 lakh apps available on the Indus App Store. This is way short of what Google Play Store has. Google Play Store has 24 lakh apps. So if a user is going to use an app store, they need to know that what app they're looking for is going to be on Indus App Store. So if they go and search for an app and they don't find it on Indus App Store, that just diminishes their trust and convenience factor. And they just stick to Google Play Store because they know that they can get all the apps through Google Play Store. They don't. The user won't think too much about how the commission model works or how developers might benefit, because if they download from Indus App Store, it's different. So all that won't be playing in the consumer's mind. They'll just go to whichever is most convenient to them. So it is important for PhonePe to ramp up the offerings on Indus App Store and bring up the number, not 24 lakh apps, because that's been happening since so many years, but at least the most important apps that Indian users might want. Another is they need to sign more pre-installation deals. Like I talked about in the opportunities about how Indus App Store can sign pre-installation deals. I didn't mention if they are doing it. This is because we don't know. We know that they've signed pre-installation deals with 2 companies, I think Nokia and Lava. But these are 2 small manufacturers. If they want to really achieve a critical mass, they need to sign deals with companies like Xiaomi or Samsung or Realme. So these are or Vivo. So all these are the major manufacturers in India. And if you have a deal with them saying that Indus App Store will come pre-installed in the device, that's going to be a big push. And without that big push, it's hard to get users, even though there is that PhonePe factor that I mentioned. So we need more pre-installation deals. PhonePe did tell us in an email that they are working with other manufacturers on pre-installation deals, but this was quite some time back. This was when last September they had said this. We don't have any latest update on who all have signed up for this. And three, this is an interesting point that was raised to us by someone else, Snehil Kanur. He's the founder and CEO of Truly Madly. So he has said that Indus Appstore can only succeed if they can integrate the advertising with Google and Facebook ads. So right now, the way it works is if you advertise an app on Google or Facebook ads, you can advertise the app directly in the form of, click this button to download the app, or click this button to take you to Play Store to install this app. And the moment you click that, you can use the analytics on the back end to see how that converts into a lead if they've actually downloaded. Basically, the ad opens up Google Play Store. That's an advantage that has been existing with Google Play Store. But if Indus App Store, you want to advertise an app on Google or Facebook, we don't know if that ad can directly open up Indus App Store. And because it cannot directly open up Indus App Store, we won't be able to get exact conversion rates of how many people saw that ad and went to Indus App Store. So this is a problem that has to be solved if we have to make it successful, is what Kanor has said to us. Basically, there should be a way for ads to directly open Indus App Store for an app, and for that app to for that app store or app to then tell that the conversion has happened. All this is possible when that app is on Google Play Store. It's not possible if it's on Indus App Store yet. So that's another challenge. So these are the opportunities and challenges, but overall it's an exciting time to look forward to, because just because of how the Indian startup founders are viewing Google, they are taking Google to multiple courts, they're fighting with CCI, and they're aggressively doing all this because they don't like the commission. And at this time, to have someone come and say, okay, we are giving you something that you want, that's a big deal for developers, and it could be something that down the line we see as a challenge to the dominance that Google Play Store has. So if we have a lot of stories on this, the background context on Indus OS, Indus App Bazaar, and the entire coverage on Google and CCI battles, Google and developer battles. You can check them out in the Google Play Store tag on MediaNama. Thanks for watching.